On this day in history, January 2nd, Amonkherat II of Mataram, along with his loyal bodyguards, carried out the execution of rebel leader Trunajaya in 1680, marking a decisive moment in quelling the Trunajaya rebellion. The execution demonstrated the reassertion of Mataram's royal authority. At the Battle of the Assunpink Creek, American forces commanded by General George Washington successfully repelled a British attack in 1777 near Trenton, New Jersey. This victory proved crucial for maintaining American momentum during the Revolutionary War. In a significant step toward forming the United States, Georgia became the fourth state in 1788 to ratify the newly created Constitution. This ratification helped build the momentum needed for the Constitution's eventual adoption. The Ohio country witnessed a tragic event when Lenape and Wyandot warriors conducted the Big Bottom Massacre in 1791. This violent encounter represented the ongoing tensions between Native Americans and settlers during the Northwest Indian War. A group of 6 forward-thinking engineers came together in 1818 to establish the British Institution of Civil Engineers. This institution would later flourish under the leadership of its first president, Thomas Telford. After 3 days of intense fighting, the Battle of Stones River concluded in 1863 with a Union victory when Confederate forces under General Braxton Bragg failed in their final assault against the Army of the Cumberland. This battle proved to be one of the bloodiest engagements of the Civil War. The Siege of Paysandu reached its conclusion in 1865 when Brazilian and Coloradan forces successfully captured the Uruguayan city. This victory marked a turning point in the Uruguayan War. 2 significant events occurred in 1900. American diplomat John Hay announced the open-door policy to promote equal trading opportunities with China, and the Chicago Canal commenced operations. These developments had lasting impacts on international trade and American infrastructure. The Second Palmer Raid in 1920 resulted in the arrest of 6,000 suspected communists and anarchists, who were held without trial by order of the U.S. Department of Justice. This event exemplified the intense political tensions of the post-World War I era. The science fiction play R.U.R., written by Czech author Karel Čapek, had its world premiere in 1921 at a theater in Hradec Králové. This groundbreaking work introduced the word robot to the world. During World War II in 1941, the Cardiff Blitz inflicted severe damage on the cathedral in Cardiff, Wales. The bombing represented the widespread destruction of cultural heritage during the war. 2 significant events occurred in 1942. The FBI achieved a major victory by convicting 33 members of the Duquesne spy ring, and Japanese forces captured Manila, securing their control over the Philippines. These events highlighted both domestic and international aspects of World War II. The Soviet Union launched Luna 1 in 1959, achieving the remarkable feat of becoming the first spacecraft to reach the Moon's vicinity and orbit the Sun. This mission represented a significant milestone in space exploration. The Battle of Ap Bac in 1963 resulted in the Viet Cong's first major victory during the Vietnam War. This battle would prove to be a turning point in the conflict. Former movie actor Ronald Reagan took the oath of office as Governor of California in 1967, marking the beginning of his political career. This step would eventually lead to his presidency. In response to the OPEC embargo, United States President Richard Nixon signed legislation in 1974 that lowered the maximum U.S. speed limit to 55 miles per hour. This measure aimed to conserve gasoline during the energy crisis. The United States Congress approved the Federal Rules of Evidence in 1975, establishing standardized guidelines for court procedures. This development significantly impacted the American legal system. A devastating natural disaster struck in 1976 when the Gale of January began, causing extensive coastal flooding around the southern North Sea. The storm affected multiple countries and resulted in significant loss of life and property damage. British police concluded one of their largest investigations in 1981 with the arrest of Peter Sutcliffe, the Yorkshire Ripper, in Sheffield. This arrest ended a long manhunt for the notorious serial killer. Sharon Pratt Dixon made history in 1991 by becoming both the first African American woman mayor of a major city and the first woman mayor of the District of Columbia. Her election represented a significant milestone in American politics. The Stardust spacecraft successfully completed its flyby of Comet Wild 2 in 2004, collecting valuable samples that were later returned to Earth. This mission advanced our understanding of cometary composition. Adventist Health System underwent a significant transformation in 2019 when it and its subsidiaries rebranded to Advent Health. This change represented a major shift in the organization's identity.